All right. Hi. This is Raj. Yeah, it's pizza time. Uh yeah, it's been quite some time. Well, there's this uh I'll get into why I took a break and stuff. But yeah, let's get right into it again. Uh yeah, I've been missing doing these ones. So yeah, I have enough content right now that I'm off out of a content rut and I feel like I can talk again, I guess. Yeah, hi, this is Raj. I've been out for quite a while now, so I think it's at least 6 months, I believe. Uh, but yeah, I'll address all of these here. Uh, for the first 2 or 3 minutes, it's going to be a ramble. So there's just timestamps everywhere. If you like to jump ahead, go ahead. This one is going to be about maintaining personal sort of software experimentation pipelines. So yeah, I mean, as with everyone, AI has been sort of doing a number on in my head, I guess. So for the longest of times, it was like, what should I even talk about? Uh, it's not the first time that this has happened, and like the last time this happened, I sort of started out an operating systems project, writing that out. But then that was turning out to be too siloed and like what was just demanding too much time in itself, and just like life started happening, and I couldn't get onto it. Uh, it was also not like pretty integrable right away in my life, so that is also a reason why I couldn't bring myself to like just be completely dedicated to it. Uh, but yeah, I mean, agentic engineering is like a part of our lives right now. We can't get away with it. Uh, how I've been like navigating that? Uh, well, it's been quite a ride. I mean, there's been slumps. I've tested out a bunch of workflows. What I've settled on right now is sort of a local optimum. I'm not getting into the EI workflow right now, but I'm getting into like what I've been working on, what I've been thinking about for a while in terms of like what I want to study and stuff. So yeah, how I study these days with LLMs and stuff is reading textbooks. Doesn't do it for me anymore. It's. I mean, I do read textbooks, but then it doesn't solidify. It doesn't solidify what you're learning. So experiments is where it's at. Long running experiments is where it's at. The setups that I have to run these experiments is what this video is about. Uh yeah, that's mostly it. I mean, the past 6 or 7 months since I even got into the operating system project and stuff, there's a bunch of books that I picked up. I read across the stack. I mean, yeah. By the way, in terms of Lisps, I also explored Clojure for a while. I sort of shipped for the first time in a Lisp to prod in Clojure, so that's nice. I wrote a small sort of a testing DSL for integration tests. It's a neat anaphoric macro. Uh, that does sort of a grid-based testing and stuff. So as in like across multiple parameters and stuff. So that was sort of a decent experience. But yeah, books in general have been yeah, fine, I guess. I mean, they're cool. But then the way the world is changing, the way software progresses and stuff, I have been like really digging the idea of just like running a lot of personal experiments. I have been learning a whole lot more with just throwaway software. And by throwaway, I mean like high quality throwaway software. Uh, so yeah, there's that. I was also very let me address that as well. I was also very yeah, I was also very down because I couldn't continue the OS one, the OS pursuit that I had. I mean, I'm still going to do it. It's not like I've given up on it. It's just that probably the timing wasn't right. Not in the sense that I'm not ready to invest the time, but more along the lines of yeah, other like life just took on and like other things started happening and stuff. Uh, but yeah, I mean, the stuff that I'm going for right now is yeah, I mean, I definitely want to go for like a full stack computer science sort of stuff. But yeah, the way I'm doing that right now for like these long run experiments that I plan to get into is I'm like latching onto an ecosystem like a vertical. So the one that I'm going for right now is like the full like vertical slice of the Python ecosystem. So C, Python, Hi, assembly. Hi is like a Python Lisp dialect. I've tried a bunch of Lisps, Common Lisp, Clojure, Racket. I mean, eLisp, Emacs is something that I do very regularly. Uh, why I'm choosing Hi is like it's sort of a symbiotic language. I mean, it leverages Python, and you could just like have your own Lisp mind and like continue building stuff on top of it for whatever you want to. Uh, so that's that. So that's one thing. And yeah, I want to get into like neurosymbolic AI and like postal research wise. So yeah, Python like just does a really great job of like delegating the tensor calculus stuff, the matrix algebra stuff to like C, C++ on like other low level lower level like abstractions. Hi is what helps me like build DSLs and get into symbolic algebra and like yeah, just think in DAGs more freely. Uh, so yeah, that's that. I also like mathematics. So like just building languages in general and thinking about yeah, language building in terms of like breaking down domains and stuff like that. It's pretty nice. That's why the books that I've read are also like pretty much inclined along those. The ones that I'd the ones that I went for were like yeah, Let over Lambda is something that I have here right now. It's been a pretty dense one. I'm like sort of halfway through it. Uh, the way I'm approaching this, like the idea of like latching onto an ecosystem of like the vertical slice of Python is you travel around, you see what other folks are doing, and you come back and you try and integrate those practices in here if they like yeah fit in terms of like limitations of being pragmatic. So there's that. From Clojure, what I really liked was like the data oriented programming stuff. That is what it was for me. Uh, yeah, across discussions with colleagues and just learning a whole bunch and like just picking on their brains and stuff. Uh, the JVM is like a pretty nice abstraction itself. I don't like Java. I do like the JVM as an abstraction, so there's that. But then I am still like fighting bare metal when I want to do like math or like some tensor processing or whatever. Like Python is just like yeah, is like a clear winner when you want to do AI and machine learning and stuff. So yeah, Clojure and the JVM was also sort of a contender for my long run experiments. Like what I use in here, Polylith is like a idea that is derived from the Clojure ecosystem. It's an idea, so it's not just like the tooling. It's an idea, so it could be applied anywhere. I sort of bootstrapped it in high. Like we'll talk about this down the line. Like we also want to like explore some code. So there's that. Yeah. Okay. Uh, so yeah, in terms of books, I've been trying to build the Lisp mind. So all that talk about top-down abstractions and like building DSLs and like yeah, just like making the language your own and like using it as building material. Uh, yeah, I've been consuming a lot of that stuff. I've been reading a lot of stuff around that, and consequently, like I wanted to experiment and stuff. So uh, I started out with sort of getting started with Hi again. Hi was actually the first Lisp that I used back in the day. Uh, when I started SICP, I did the first chapter of SICP in Hi, but then I quickly realized the ideas that the authors want to portray. It's good to do it in the native language of the book itself. So that's why I moved on to Racket. So yeah, it's been like sort of a high and buy sort of shit with Hi. Uh, So yeah, now I'm like in it for good. Uh, in it for good in the sense like I with okay with agentic engineering, it's nice that you could like build like tooling around what you want to do pretty quickly. So Hi sort of had sort of an outdated LSP, so I just like had one programmed for me by my agents pretty recently. I call it HyGround. Uh, yeah, Star Wars reference if you don't know. So HyGround. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Let's see it in action. It does a bunch of stuff. Uh, in terms of like the experience, it's been nice. It's like it's matching to like any modern LSP that I would use. So when I program in Hi, there's like a whole bunch of stuff. So let's say if I'm dealing with like Python itself, I can jump around at Python modules. So Python native modules is something you can jump in. That's one. If you have like C sort of stuff that you're like that you're like leveraging C and stuff, you could go to the typesets. So that's one. Yeah, you could check out the typeset. So that's one. Uh, yeah, you could also like autocomplete and stuff also works nice. Yeah. So this is also sort of nice. So in terms of experience, it's all up there. And yeah, it took like what, a weekend or so to program. So good for AI, I guess. I mean, I've been happy because of that. Uh, Now this is where the Lisp mind sort of starts coming in. I did this in PyGLS. I'm hoping I am saying it right, right? The Python generic language server. But then I wanted to explore how I could like go about it with the Lisp and stuff. So where is that? Yeah, yeah. Wait, hold on. Where am I talking about that? Yeah, I showed you HyGround. I did it with PyGLS, but then I thought let's do it like what I've spent my time in Clojure. Let's apply that a little. Uh, I sort of like started off another project called chyls. It's the composable high language server. I mean, one thing I'm good at, I think, is like, I don't know, coming up with names, I guess. It's like names with like really varying context. I do not use AI for the names. I might have the whole repository with AI or whatever, but I never use AI for the names. So yeah, names is something that I retain for myself. I need that much outlet of creativity in my life. So yeah, chyls, the composable high language server. I'm planning on refactoring HyGround on this. What I started noticing slowly is that there's a lot of utility value to like what I'm building right now in terms of like I'll keep on using this in my own software again and again. So yeah, chyls by the way is sort of a data-oriented programming sort of a initiative in the sense that I am working on like data representations in Hi itself, and yeah, those are passed through a data engine, consumed and like exposed via an API for to like generate an LSP engine and stuff. So that's that. Uh, Other than the usual like decorator way that PyGLS does it. So that's that. So what's interesting about the Python ecosystem as a whole and like having Hi as a symbiote over that is you could like really quickly prototype or bootstrap based on a Python library, sort of hijack its tests, hijack the interface in the sense that yeah, just like steal the interface and bootstrap in Hi, uh, while remaining with the interface, and later on you can like quickly evolve like in the Lisp or whatever. Uh, the point of doing all this is like I'm getting to explain like experiment with a whole bunch of development methodologies that I'm testing out. The way I'm doing that is Polylith. Polylith is okay. So when I talked about building HyGround, then I thought I should build chyls. What came to mind was there was a lot of yeah, there was a lot of overlap as to like what I could do. So Polylith is like a natural thing that came to mind as to like what I should build, maintain my software. I wanted it to be a mono repo so that yeah, everything is accessible everywhere. but I don't also want duplication. So this is something that I explored from the Clojure world before for like a bunch of other smaller projects. So yeah, okay, and like another sort of interesting aspect that like just I just realized, like in terms of like the Lisp mind is taking over, is the Polylith CLI tooling for Python. Uh, yeah, relies on like hard coded sort of names for Python file setups of like core.py or like init.py or whatever. And it depends on like how it passes Python modules and stuff for like doing the Polylith meta tooling. So the most meta Lisp bootstrapish thing that I sort of did yesterday is I'm gonna go, let me see, where was that? ThyForce. I've named it ThyForce. So ThyForce is yeah, ThyForce. So like the forces. I mean, I like Star Wars, and like yeah, I retain creativity when like naming things. So this that. ThyForce is going to be my personal sort of monorepo for maintaining software and stuff. Okay, so ThyForce did not have ThyForce was supposed to be like a completely high core with Python shims for like some external tooling to like work easily and stuff. But the Polylith CLI tooling for Python did not do that. Because I went in and I saw that there's like a bunch of hard-coded stuff, how it reads Python and stuff. So again, I put my data-oriented programming mind stuff. This is like the newest thing that I wanted to test out. I went in and like I sort of quickly bootstrapped a Polylith in this Polylith structure itself. So I started out with initializing the workspace directory with the Python Polylith tooling. I sort of removed the Python stuff, and then I sort of went in, created a Polylith polymeta like tooling in High for like a data oriented approach to like maintaining a Polylith in your own ecosystem. So this repository is maintaining itself. There is no external tooling right now. I run uv polymeta to like do poly hold on, what is the CLI? I need to look at the agents. Yeah, uv run polymeta. Okay, it's there's a hyphen in there. Huh. Yeah. Okay, so we can use okay, let me not look at my OBS and just look at my actual Emacs. Yeah. So all of the tooling, as in the sense that to maintain this project itself, like is going to be is in this project itself. Now that is like super metaphor. So that is fun. This is the first time I've been like this meta. Is like is like my list might coming in and being like I don't have tooling, huh, for this. Let's build it. And again, because of AI, you could just build it. And it's cause it's principled. And cause I'm gonna like touch on Polylith right now. Cause it's like structured in a way that allows me to like have Legos swapped in and out. It's actually pretty pretty ripe for evolution in the sense that it's pretty flexible. So the software design for flexibility book is lying out there, but then like I'm grabbing some ideas from there. Uh, yeah, I will have like these book overviews as well soon. I mean, I'll talk about them. And the benefit of having this mono repo right now, uh, yeah, having this mono repo right now is I'll quickly go over like what a polylith is. I'll link everything in description and stuff. By the way, I'm like using my own custom way to represent data config.high. I was like, if I'm doing personal software, why not go crazy and like just try and slowly realize what yeah what yeah, I don't know how one would just go about maintaining their own tooling and stuff. Now it is very glitchy and stuff, but then I'm not pushing this to prod, so who cares? So yeah, that's that. Uh, so yeah, what I was talking about next was like okay, overview Polylith. I'll give the links in description and stuff. But yeah, so it's Lego blocks basically. It sort of neatly separates out uh, the business aspects of your tooling, the application, uh, the interfaces to it, and you have how you actually deploy projects across with the different configs and stuff. You might reuse functionality. Uh, you might choose to you might pick and choose as to like what you need in a project. So all of the code stays in like one monorepo. But when you dispatch builds or when you publish packages, so the package publishing sort of functionality was there in the Python Polylith tooling. But I'm going to do the Hy symbiote thing and like do it for Hy as well. I'm just gonna like bootstrap it and like build it like how I did it for like the Polylith tooling for Hy. Why I sort of realized that was because of the thing that like the author said that the Polylith is an idea. You could apply it anywhere. Usually, I wouldn't go about thinking like that for any library or whatever. Usually, I don't go underneath. But then just because I'm being crazy right now and I don't have to, I mean, maintaining the software is going to be very, very fun. I'll get to iterate and like break a bunch of things and like do a bunch of things and like experiment and stuff. Because I'm not pushing this to prod. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, the moment I said that I don't care like who's looking at this, I'm not pushing this to prod. My mind has been like super creative in terms of the experiments I should run and like what I could do and like how I should represent things and how I should do some experimental software generation and stuff. So there's a whole bunch of meta tooling that I want to do. Uh, so for example, dependencies as well. Like I could have a DAG being generated for each project. So like what components bases are being used in a project, and yeah, just that. Right now it's like a basic regex thing. So it is there somewhere. I have built it. I mean it's been built. Depths. Yeah, it does regex dependency report. Yeah, but then you could sort of have a separate brick that is like a dark generator, like a generic dark generator that could later on be used in another project. Let's say I want to build a computation graph for one of my neurosymbolic architectures down the line. I could just use this itself. Uh, Now, I mean, I can't publish like a monorepo, right? So I can't just be like, look at this monorepo and like pick and choose and whatever. So like the metaprogramming aspects of like picking and choosing and like packaging it and publishing it and like versioning all of them separately is something that again like built into this tooling like over time. So there's that. So yeah, it's just been fun how yeah just like letting go of the thought of doing mature software engineering and being like I would call this in the realms of fantasy like sci-fi software engineering or like yeah that sort of stuff. It's fun. It's like yeah, I mean you feel like you're like dealing with the future or something. It feels like software engineering research actually, like the experiments that I'm running and stuff. Uh, Not in the way that it's like cutting edge, but it's just that I am rediscovering a lot of things. Uh, the mentality of rediscovering things is sort of fun. Have I talked about it somewhere? I think I do talk about it somewhere about rediscovering things. Uh, where do I talk about rediscovering? Rediscover. Yeah, yeah. It's like these are sort of helping me rediscover a lot of ideas. I mean, I'll think about something, how I structure something better, how I could like run a particular experiment, and I go back and I search and I talk to the AI, and I find out this already existed. Some great mind already thought about this before. But then this particular aspect of my idea is novel, and that's kind of new. So there's a mixture of it. It's been my fix lately. It's been my dopamine fix lately to like rediscover major intellectual ideas with some like minor tweaks of mine. So that's what it is. Uh, yeah. Where was I? I'm all over the place. Oh, I did not cover this. Okay, why I got into like writing this personal software, like where it sort of was seeded. I mean, this experimentation and stuff, and like all the structure to it, like came on like was a latter thought, was an afterthought. But then my VPS is like pretty. It's sort of a headache to like maintain those many containers, and yeah, there's like SSL certificates and yeah, that whole bunch of stuff are like updating self-hosted infrastructure when like new versions drop in. I hated it. It's like, why do I need this? Plus, I can't even pick and choose what I need from that particular self-hosting aspect. I mean, I don't want a UI. All I want to do is like a CLI native sort of a Unix philosophy heavy sort of thing. Uh, that's like very agentic engineering friendly. I mean, having CLIs with runtime help documentation. Just tell your agent to be like, look at this tooling, run help on it, and like do what I want. Hey, you don't even need like MCP or skills or whatever. Yeah, this is like really brutish agentic engineering, I would say, and it's fun. Uh, it's pretty flexible. You rely on the powers of the LLM. Powers on the LLM doesn't like powers of the neural capacities of the LLM rather than having to like engineer your own structure and harnesses around your tooling, which is actually like liberating, I would say. Uh, yeah, there's that. Where was I again? We talked about that. We talked about ThyForce. Yeah, yeah. Finally, like because all of this sits in a monorepo. Did I? Was I was going to do some overuse again. I think I did. Yeah. Okay. So we're cool for the like yeah the conclusion and stuff. Because all of this sits in a monorepo, and I have plans to have an automated sort of a pick and choose and like publish a package sort of a thing. And we have Git work trees and branches and stuff. I've been dispatching experiments over like longer periods and go hit the gym, go touch some grass, or I know, do something interesting, talk to your friends or like whatever. Uh, and yeah, come back to like some decent documentation, not documentation, decent traces to like what happened, what could be done, like what could be, yeah, as in like how would you have done some things better? Dispatch multiple experiments, and yeah, it has been accelerating my learning like really a lot. So I was this like stubborn sort of a I will only handwrite code for learning kind of guy. But then I think I might have found a way to learn with AI, I guess. The way I did the OS project was like the incentives, like the mind that I went in with is like I'll just handwrite everything because that is the only way to learn and stuff. I'm not gonna say like I am not going to handwrite anything henceforth, but yeah, I think this is the first time that in a while I have found that using AI to program in this sort of a structure is helping me with like grasp new software engineering concepts and just experiment really rapidly and like yeah, build things. So there is that. It is a decent local optimum, I would say. Uh yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. This was Raj. Yeah, it's been a while since I talked. Feels nice. Say hi in the comments. Do let me know how you're dealing with the world right now, like as engineers or like yeah, it's software engineers. It's like a crazy world out there. Do let me know what you are up to. How have you been maintaining your sanity? All of us need it. Uh, yeah. Do let me know what you think of this. Think of this pipeline, this whatever that I'm gonna get to. Yeah. Try and have fun. Okay. By the way, I wanted to say this. Uh, yeah. This is sort of the video that sort of brought me back again into just yeah, publishing again. It's my own, like it's my older video that I published. I don't know how long ago. 2024, December of 2024. I just talk about computer sciences. I'll link this in link. I'll link this in the description. This is what sort of got me back again out of the rut. Uh, yeah, it was like the older Raj just goes like he doesn't care about expertise or being like a competent sort of a hacker or like a, I don't know, a Lisp god or something, and just cares about like documenting his opinions. So that was fun. Uh, yeah, that sort of mindset is kind of nice, I guess. Like to be able to do that naturally. Yeah, that reminded me why I started this. Let's hope I don't get into another rut. And yeah, I'm going to like keep it chill. I am not trying to game for any metrics or like views or subscriptions or whatever. So yeah, if you yeah, if you enjoy this sort of content, if you enjoy these sort of rambles, do drop in, do do drop in the comments. Yeah, and okay, my touchpad is not working, so that's crazy. Yeah, do drop in the comments and yes, tell me how you are dealing with AI. Tell me how you're dealing with your skill issues or competence or your anxiety or whatever, and like what are you doing, and like what is your local optimum right now, and what is your strategy for the future? How are you learning? Tell me that. So thank you. I think that is it. Yeah, have a good one. Bye.